everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Fitbit Versa 4 and see how this particular Fitbit holds up in 2025. Now, number one, the very first thing I'd probably tell you is that I like Fitbits a lot. They're very, very good devices, but I will probably tell you when compared to other devices, there might be better options for you. So before you go ahead and buy that Fitbit, please allow me to go ahead and kind of explain to you why there might be some better devices and why the Fitbit is probably excelling in some areas as well. But if you want to pick up this device or some other watches I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description below. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the exact same time. Now, starting off with the outside of these Fitbits. The Fitbit Versa 4 has an interesting type of design because with a lot of Android smartwatches or a lot of Google smartwatches, they have this more like rounded type of design. That's one thing I've noticed. This one is kind of a mixture between like a Google Pixel watch and an Apple Watch. So it's almost like those two watches combined, and I think that's actually genuinely a pretty cool thing. I will say that with that being said, it does also kind of make a lot of sense to where if you're going to go through and buy this type of watch, a really cool benefit of this watch is that it does work for both iPhone and Android. So it is interesting that it looks like almost both those watches combined, and you're also getting that type of experience because you're able to connect it on both. So that is in and of itself another really cool thing. You have this one button on the side of this particular watch. On the back side, you have the charging area where you can charge up this watch. You have the capability of changing out these bands too. If you want to go ahead and interact with the bands, you can go and change them out and kind of move around with them that way too. So I would really think that if you're going to go through and pick up a watch, this thing on the exterior matches in line with a lot of other watches that have came out. It looks pretty similar to what you'd expect. And I think that is kind of in and of itself another, big thing to kind of keep in mind there too. That if you're going to go through and pick up a watch like this, you're going to be getting a pretty good experience when it comes down to that side. So I think that right there is a very, very big thing to keep in mind there. On top of that though, another very big thing to keep in mind here too, is that with the Fitbit Versa 4, it does come out in 4 different colors, which that again is another nice thing. When it comes down to the features inside though, right? When you're using this watch, what can you do with it? Well, number one, the best thing that you can do here is tracking your workouts. So this type of watch already has a lot of features kind of built in inside of it when it comes down to it. Number one, you're essentially getting the ability of tracking your sleep. It learns how you sleep and it can track it. You can understand your stress levels. It can check for signs of AFib, so irregular heart rhythm notifications, anything like that. And you can even share those results with your doctor. And on top of that, you can also go through and it connects with your phone. It connects with your iPhone and Android, which that in and of itself is another very, very cool thing. So just from a working out capability, it does go through and it interacts with your phone well. You can use your Google Pay if you want to, or your payment methods. You can do it on this type of watch as well. And it is a really nice way of kind of just getting more, information on your health. It tracks your health very, very well. And I think this is another very big thing to keep in mind here. But with that being said, I will also probably say that with something like a Fitbit, you also have to keep in mind that one of the biggest advantages of having a Fitbit is the fact that this battery life lasts for so long. This battery lasts for over 6 days, and that is the biggest advantage of buying something like a Fitbit, is that this thing just lasts for such a long period of time there. And if I'm going to go through and pick up a watch, I definitely want to go ahead and have a watch that's going to last me for many days on end, and that is exactly what's going on here. If I could take any feature from this particular watch and bring it to my Apple Watch, it would definitely be I wish my watches were to give me some sort of like prolonged battery life more than what I could get right now. So I think that in and of itself is a humongous feature for the Fitbit. I will say though, with that being said, if everything I said sounds good to you, then I think a Fitbit is a really good option. But I think when compared to kind of the other watches that you can get, even on Android, if you want to go for Android, you have a Google Pixel watch, or if you want to go for Apple, you can go for the Apple Watch. I feel like those are overall better options than this type of watch. That's not to say that this is a bad watch or anything, but I do feel like with these other ones, like with the Google Pixel watch, that one might be a better option than the Apple Watch in my personal opinion. So I do think that is kind of in and of itself a very big thing to keep in mind there. And if you are going to go through and kind of keep in mind, this is kind of a very, very big thing to keep in mind when it comes down to it. So if you are going to go through and pick up a watch, I will probably tell you that's kind of the best one I'd recommend buying for the most part. Is a Google Pixel watch or or an Apple Watch. But I will also say that with something like a Fitbit, this is also a very good watch when it comes down to it as well. So from that side, that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.